Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening at the Clinton Center. My name is Nate Thomas, and I'm the Educational Program Senior Manager here at the Center, and we are so honored to have you guys here with us today. We're going to go ahead and start with our program, and to start us off, we've got a few messages from my bosses. We'll go ahead and turn our eyes to the screen.
My name is Stephanie Street, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Clinton Foundation. And I'm also the mother of three daughters who are all the beneficiaries of teachers who invested, inspired, challenged, and most importantly, encouraged them along the way. If it were up to me, Time Magazine's Person of the Year would be all of you, educators and school administrators. Last year, you stepped up and worked with our children during the most challenging circumstances imaginable, even when it meant doubling your workload. We are all exceptionally grateful. You gave our children stability during a year when there was little of that to go around. Thank you. And as we approach a new year, another challenging year, you're preparing to do it all again. Everyone at the Clinton Presidential Center, staff and volunteers, want to do our part to help you succeed. You'll hear about our upcoming educational offerings shortly. Our wonderful educational program staff have worked tirelessly to create offerings that can be implemented virtually and, once it's safe to do so, in person. We want to be your partners and we are here for you. Next is a message from someone else who is incredibly grateful for the differences you make every day in the lives of our children. Thank you.
Since 2004, the Clinton Center has provided one-of-a-kind learning environments for students and for educators. We've always believed that by working together, we can better prepare our students for the future. While the COVID-19 pandemic has certainly changed the way we approach every aspect of our lives, including education, we want you to know that the Clinton Center's commitment to being a resource for schools in Little Rock and beyond is stronger than ever. I am very grateful for your unwavering dedication to your students and their education. And on behalf of everyone at the Clinton Center, we're honored to be your partner. So enjoy this preview, and my best wishes for a safe, healthy, and learning school year.
All right. Well, thank you guys again for being here with us this evening, and we are going to go ahead and get started. Definitely wanted to share that our world has changed the past year, and it probably will never be the same. But as Stephanie had mentioned earlier, you guys are an essential part of whatever happens next, and our students need us now more than ever. And I don't know about you, but I have grown more gray hairs in the past year than I've ever had. There's one hanging out right here. So we're here with you, and we want to be your partner in this next year and beyond as we navigate the next chapter of our education. We're going to go ahead and start our presentation. On screen, you can see we've been up to a few things this past year. We didn't stop reaching out to schools and students. In fact, we've been welcoming students from all across the country this past year. And we're really proud to say that from every corner of our state and our country, we've had teachers and students visit us through the web. And we'll continue to do that during the next few weeks, next few years. Last year, we had about 56 programs throughout the school year. And if you add that evenly throughout the year, that's about 3 interactions a week. So we did our best to stay in touch with our students and teachers to be as best of a resource as we can be. And our virtual reach is over 18,000, which is more than we could have done in person. So we're really proud of that and want to make sure that we continue to invite and engage everybody with us this coming year. So as we move into the next year, we're going to be adding a few new things to our offerings. We are going to have our regular tours, our presidential experience, hope, endurance, and justice, and our other educational offerings that we did last year. We're going to be adding a few more this year to help add some variety to our offerings. So we're going to be adding in September some virtual tour opportunities for you and your students. This will be effectively a virtual reality experience in some of our most popular stops and exhibits in the museum. the cabinet room in the Oval Office, etc. We'll have points of interest so you can zoom in, walk around, bring the Oval Office into your classroom, and use any of our resources and videos to enhance your lessons throughout the year. And secondly, we're going to be starting a new video series. We're calling it 5 Questions with Important People. And these are going to be interviews with Clinton administration staffers that are still engaging with us here today. And we'll be asking these questions of future lecturers in the future. And these are intended to inspire our students through really backtracking to their origin story, where their motivation comes from, and their messaging for students. So we're excited to bring voices of some very national figures into your classroom this next year. A few programs I want to highlight for everyone here today is we've got a few programs coming up in the fall, and they're on your screen right to my left and to my right. Starting on October 1, we're hosting the Social Justice Sewing Academy. This is going to be a program that we offer to our middle and high school students. And this is a really interesting organization. We are going to be working with them to create quilts that represents topics and issues that matter to students. And we'll be having a workshop on the 1st to introduce everyone to the organization and their purpose. And then we'll be challenging students to make a paper quilt square that will then be made into a real quilt to be displayed in spring break of next year. So we're hoping to have a collage of amazing stories, and we encourage all of you, especially our art teachers, to consider signing up for that workshop to help get that project started. We're really thrilled about that. For our younger students, our pre-K to 2, we have our annual Read for the Record event. We will be working with the national organization Jumpstart to bring this read-along to your classrooms. We saw last year that read-alongs were extremely popular amongst our students, especially our youngest ones. What this will afford you is a live interaction with, if not the author, a local celebrity who will read this book out loud, and we'll be offering some goodies for your students that are able to attend as well. Moving on down, for our middle school students, we will be hosting Fall Service Day. This is an outgrowth of Global Youth Service Day, which happens every spring. But because of the demand, we had to delegate this event just for middle school and GYSD just for high schoolers. We will be working with this new world virtually to think through some ways to engage students in service. And we'll be working on getting some really great speakers that are alumni of our Presidential Leaders Scholars, which are renowned individuals that are advancing their field all across the country. And last but not least, Curbside Couture is happening again, and we are thrilled about that. This was the first program we did during the pandemic last year. We had the discussion of, do we cancel this event because it is an in-person fashion show? But we did not want to let the students down, and we hosted a virtual fashion show last year. And this is a show that challenges to recycle material, turn them fashions. And this started from an exhibit we had years ago by Oscar de la Renta, who designed many gowns for the First Lady. And it's been a phenomenal program ever since. And I believe we're going to throw here to my colleague on Zoom, who will be joining us to talk about some exciting programs from the National Archives. And Kathleen, if you're here, we're ready to. Oh, hey, how are you, Kathleen?
Hey, I'm well.
Awesome. This is
Nate, I think there's something you wanted to do before you threw to me. Don't you have some special prizes?
That is absolutely correct. So if y'all know, we do raffles here every year at the Educators Reception and give away some really cool things to help start the school year out right. So we're going to do, we've already done a random drawing for our 3rd place winner. And if you're online with us here today, you're eligible to win if you're present or not. But our 3rd place winner, who will be receiving a really cool gift basket of local resources and gift cards from Community Bakery, from Yellow Rocket Concepts, Bighorn Zaza's, Nexus Coffee, goes to Michael Flowers from Mills High School. Awesome. Congratulations, Michael, and we hope to get in touch and get this gift to you very soon. Over to you, Kathleen.
Great, thanks, Nate. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but I'm really excited about the programs that we've added for this school year, in addition to the programs that we're bringing back from past school years. So I'm going to talk to you about 3 things tonight, and I think on the next slide, it'll remind me what those are. All right, Constitution Day Educator Workshop. Civic literacy, civic engagement are 2 things that are very important at the Clinton Center, and we are partnering with some amazing organizations to bring you a special workshop to prepare you for Constitution Day. Constitution Day is on Friday, September 17th, and our workshop will be a couple of days before, on Wednesday, September 15th. We are working with the Georgia Center for Civic Engagement, the Arkansas Humanities Council, the Arkansas Council for the Social Studies, and just some great partners, the City of Little Rock. So that's going to be a really neat workshop, and we hope that you will take part in that. And then we also have, also related to the Constitution, we have some new web-based resources for you. So the powers of the president, we're exploring the executive branch on our website, but then we're also working on, we've actually filmed them already while the library was open in July, but some video resources that will help your students explore what we call the 4 C's. So the duties of the president, the duties of the executive branch as defined in the Constitution, which is chief executive, commander-in-chief, chief diplomat, and ceremonial head of state. And then last but not least is something I can't tell you a lot about, but something big is coming from the National Archives. It's related to the Constitution. It's related to civic literacy and civic engagement. And as soon as I can tell you more, you know that I will. We are looking forward to serving you in so many ways this school year. I want to echo Nate's appreciation for all that you do. And with that in mind, I'm going to announce the second door prize winner is Stephen Ewings from Hamilton Learning Academy.
Woohoo.
And as Nate mentioned, you don't have to be present to win. So if you're watching online, you're still a winner. And Nate, can you remind me what I just gave away? Was it?
You're right. The Apple AirPods. Yes. So we'll be getting that to you. Thanks for being here. Congratulations.
Oh, is he there in person?
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, awesome.
I know, it's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Kathleen. This is the first time we've done something like this before, and it's really cool to see you, Kathleen, and can't wait to welcome you back to the center when it's safe.
I'm anxious to get back. Thanks, Nate.
See ya. Okay, well, we're almost at the end of our program here today, but I do want to share something that I'm really, really proud of. This was a program that we soldiered through the pandemic in creating our Student Presidential Leaders Series. This is a cohort of teachers and students from across our state who came together last year virtually to have conversations around having difficult conversations and having conversations around issues that they're concerned about. We met first in November, we met again in January, we met again in March, and then again in May, and we also met in April for Global Youth Service Day. So these students and teachers follow us through an arc of programming that not only inspires civic engagement, but inspires students to lead and to have conversations with and about things that can be difficult. And I'd love to show you a reel of how that looked last year on Zoom, and we'll turn our eyes to the screen for that.
A good leader is someone who's able to carry out their plan to something that leads to change and building something important.
I think to be somebody who's intelligent, pragmatic, especially as it pertains to their goals. And also they should be working for positive change specifically.
Anyone can contribute to their school or community by just being an example of someone who is open to discussion.
I've learned that in all the spaces that I find myself in, whether it be outside of my school or within my school. My voice really can be used to make positive change and to uplift the voices of those that may not be normally comfortable speaking in those spaces or taking a leading role.
I think the best way to make any community better is to understand the people in it and their situations. So I think we can all take back like the practice of empathy and understanding other people's situations and background.
Including the educators in this helped so much because they were able to see both educator and their peer group how much they actually had in common.
I feel like I've grown effectively in my communication skills and just the way that I use my voice. Before the leadership series, I didn't have like a whole lot of confidence. I've realized that I actually am reaching other people and that my voice actually does have an effect.
So that's a sample of what happened last year. It was an amazing cohort of students. We convened them last month when the museum was open for a reunion, and it was amazing to see the Zoom boxes and squares come to life. These were students from across geographic, economic, racial, even religious lines, and they formed community through Zoom. And we will be doing another program just like that this fall, and applications for high school sophomores will be September the 1st. So we're definitely looking forward to getting that out. And any educator, K through 12, if you're curious about that program, wanting to have a critical conversation with students from across the state, as you well know, our students are fascinating and their interests and their passions are equally astounding. And it's great to have teachers witness that. And it's also great to have students see teachers and what they deal and what they have to navigate as educators in this space as well. Just respect all around comes from that program. So with that, we are going to talk about our last raffle winner. And this individual, let me make sure I got this right, will be winning a Apple iPad. This is kind of our top level gift. It's really meant to start the school year off right with some technology. And in this mobile world, we hope that will be even more valuable to you this fall. So congratulations to Mary Gaydon from Premier High School of Little Rock. You have won the iPad and are our first place prize winner. All right, and I think we have one last slide. It resembles a photo that I think we're all extremely familiar with, which is a QR code. We'd love to stay in touch with you. If you're not on our e-newsletter, please do take a picture of that barcode. We'll be emailing you guys as well a link. It's the best way to stay on top of our programming. We email you guys every month. We promise not to spam you. It's usually tailored and is tailored if you give us your grade level to just that band. So we're not going to email you something for a pre-K student if you're a high school teacher and vice versa. So we want to make sure we encourage y'all to sign up for that and stay in touch. Kathleen can't be here with us today, but we also collaborate with her to share her resources through that newsletter as well. And that exciting National Archives resource, I know what it is, and it's going to be something we haven't seen before. So we're really thrilled to announce that via email very, very soon. With that, this concludes our program of presentation, but we do want to invite everybody to Recept with us. We have drinks on the left and food on the right. We've got a lot to eat. So please do make yourselves at home and grab as much food as you'd like. And for our educators that are online, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you on a screen sometime soon. Thank you, guys.